Sinfonia number 3. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever played this? Have you ever played this?
No, I haven't played it, but I listened to it a lot. Like, this is very enjoyable, and the subject is very fun.
Yes. So let's realize what's happening. Let's discover the compositional technique of the Sinfonia. Now, first phrase. This can be identified as our subject, okay? The subject. So, from this point up to this point. How is this subject built?
Okay, let's try to. So I think like
what's the structure of
we
this
are
subject?
in
Yes.
yeah we are in D major. So we start with. So we start like with the third, go into fifth, and then we have this, and it also like in a sequence. So we have this.
Yes.
Something like this. So if but okay, let me try to play the whole. So the subject itself is composed of like these figures. I think like there are two figures, figura corta and 2/8 notes. So this is probably was going to be used a lot in sequences.
But
building block, right?
Yeah, but what are the structural notes of the subject? So the note
I think
on the harmony. Okay, so without any doubt, this note fa la sol fa mi, they are very important because here, what's happening? Sol fa mi la sol fa la sol fa mi la sol fa mi. You see? This is a descending scale with 2/7 lip. La sol fa mi, la sol fa mi.
So it's a descending scale with these lips.
Exactly. Basically, a diminution of from G to F. You know, in order to have something stepwise. It's very common for subjects like fugue subject is a subject which is very good for a fugue to end on the third degree. Okay, so and ta sol fa mi fa ta to ta 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 ta.
Oh right, so this is a hidden pattern. So it's like
indeed you see
hidden polyphony. So there can be two voices in one already.
Indeed, look when you have the entry of the second of the answer. We could say Bach creates the 7/6/7/6. So any subject can be treated in a very different way. In that case, we have that hidden polyphony, so it's very nice to make clear when we play the 7th, 7/6, 7/6, 7/6. When we play with more than two voices, of course, when we create, when we have another entry. Yes. And this subject is composed of two parts. Ta-ta-tan, fa-mi, ta-ra-ran, ta-tan, ta-ra-tan, tan-ta. And the conclusion, ta-ta-ta-ti-ta-ta-ta-ta, and then the codetta, which creates a modulation, a little cadence to the 5th degree. Okay, then subject at the 5th degree. Here, up to this point. So the new subject. Let's use the color red for the subject. Good. Now, what can we notice? That the second time when we have the answer, the bass has the same structure, but with more diminutions. Because here we have 5, 3, 5, 3. Or even better, wait a moment, because we have this, so fa ta ra ta ta. Now instead of 5 3, this 5 3, what we have is 6 6. So the structural notes now in the second, well, in the bass in the second entries are 6 6 6 6. So it's another 3 down to up. Do you recognize the pattern?
So it's like okay, so it's
Yes. And then
okay.
the cadence.
Oh, wait a second. It's an wait a second. Oh, so the upper voice, the middle voice.
Exactly. So when you play this, what to do in fingering? For example, what I do here is 3 5. I play this with fingers.
So it's with the right hand in thirds.
3 5.
3 5 2 4 1 3
1 2.
and yeah
1
yeah
2.
1 2.
Then you keep down the 2.
The thumb.
Okay. Then I play this with the fifth finger.
Oh, it's a voice process.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You know why? Because this way you have the time to pass and create exactly 2 and 4. So you have this lip, which is okay if it is a little staccato. So this way you can do a 5-2 legato, 5, and the fourth, 2 from the 2 to the fourth. There's a little staccato, something very natural. Do, sol, fa, mi, do, do, this way. Now, what's happening after this? What's going to happen is that we have the subject again in the bass, in D major. So, ta-ra-tam, fa, mi, ta-ra-ta-ta-tan, ta-ra-ran-tan, ta-ta-ta-ta-ti-ta, sol, fa, mi. Okay, what's happening in the two upper voices, or better, let's analyze first of all the two connection points. Here we have a connection, and Bach wants to move to the 5th degree, so a 5th up. In order to move a 5th up, he uses the descending tetrachord. Descending tetrachord, or little prinner, the modulating prinner here. Fa, mi, re, okay. Exactly. When he wants to move back from, so down a 5th, from A major to D major, Fa super La, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Fa, Sol, La, this way, this becomes a kind of 2-4-6, and 2-4-6 makes a 6 harmony here. Okay, now tell me what's happening in the third, so when the subject appears the third time in the bass. What's happening in the two upper voices?
Okay, so it is check da, do, da. Da, 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 Wait a second. Okay, I'm a little bit. I'm not very good reader, but I'm still confused what's going on. Okay, let's. Okay, so the upper voice is like parallel six to the subject,
Mm-hmm.
and the middle voice. And the middle voice is, it's like I think, I don't know, I noticed this a lot, like it's a little bit of fake polyphony or something like
Yeah.
this, because it's the same as subject but with removed diminution.
Look at no, yes. Look at this.
And in bar 4, yeah, in bar 4 it is also.
And notice.
Oh, so this is the bass. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. And the voice, which takes suspensions.
So it's like an inversion of already what we had.
It's exactly. It's in invertible triple counterpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, triple counterpoint. Now, how is triple countable possible? Because triple, double invertible counterpoint usually is with two voices, but we can even use invertible counterpoint with three voices. So
I think you shouldn't have like, if you invert a fifth to a
exactly,
fourth, you should have just in the upper voices the fourth.
exactly.
If
Or if
and
you have the fourth, which is going to be a fifth, you have to treat it as a dissonance. So like a fourth resolving to the fifth. So the inversion is a fifth resolving to the fourth, and vice versa. Now, here we have this, which is a 6/5. If we want to classify the harmony, we have a 6/5 followed by a 3/3 basically. Because do you see that at the end we have a fifth, we have a fifth, but this fifth is 5/6, where this note is working as an appoggiatura. That's why when we have the inversion, we have the fourth, but it's an appoggiatura to the third. So you can use the fifth that way. We can use the fifth that way. Good. Then, here, after the conclusion of the subject, this, and if you look at the middle, the orange voice, is continuing even here, moving a little that way, and then it takes another path. Why? Because now the exposition, we can say, has finished. So the first part arrives up to this point, bar number 7. Would you like to compose music like a musicus of the Renaissance or Baroque? Imagine a custom-made path with a mentor guiding you step by step. No confusion, no abstract theory, just real music. Partimenti, counterpoint, cadences, fugues, solmization. Each month I work with a small number of musicians in a one-to-one program designed for complete beginners, experienced musicians seeking a clear method, anyone who wants to truly live early music, not just study it from the outside. Want to apply? Send me a message through the form at this link. And tell me who you are and your background, what you already know and your current skill, where you would like to go, your goals. I reply within 24 hours, and if it's a good match, let's begin this journey together. Okay, and then we have something new. What's happening in the following, let's say, 2 bars? I'll play it. So. we going?
Well, it's a canon between soprano and bass, and the
Yes.
middle voice is like free counterpoint, just parallels the bass, like in a consonant interval. So it's like a thirds, a parallel thirds.
Exactly. Parallel thirds were actually, let's say that the head taratan is very similar to the head of the subject. And what kind of sequence is this?
It's a right, like it's a
Then.
it should be like a rising, like a monte.
Exactly. We could identify this as a kind of monte romanesca, yes, because it's moving from. It's like if we want to set the root position, would be D followed by A, then E followed by B minor. So it's a kind of monte romanesca. Exactly. Where this which is something arriving from the subject and going on. So let's use other two colors. Okay, then the middle voice, we agree, in parallel thirds, as we said, and tam pa pa pam pam pa ta ton. Then the same thing, a fourth down, a fifth higher, and the fourth time is different because la sol fa mi Phrygian cadence.
So it's like this a pattern for. So this is like a canon down a fourth because it's possible to have this rising.
Yes,
this
exactly.
pattern, right?
Exactly. Monte Romanesca, yes, there's a canonic Monte Romanesca, yes. Then you could continue, but here la sol fa mi Phrygian cadence, Phrygian. And what's happening in the Phrygian cadence? Now I'll play the following line. What's happening here?
Okay, it's a lot of things happening. So we have this cadence, right?
Play only the top voice.
So it's a subject. But it's something it's shifted because we have usually the subject like this. Wait a second.
It's in B
Is
minor.
there something? But oh no, it's not
in the
shifted.
minor mode. In B minor,
Yeah,
this is degree 3.
Yeah, it should be the fifth. Yeah, okay, so
okay,
so it's
good.
just a subject in B minor. Okay.
Exactly. Now, what's happening in the middle voice?
So it's like a repeated figure. And
It's
oh
a
no,
purple voice.
we did it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a invertible counterpoint, as we said. So, it's the same.
Okay,
Same.
it's the same.
As you can see, once you have your elements, the composition process is a development of the same element. And what's happening in the bass this time?
So it's like, okay, let me try to play bass with the subject. I think it's interacting with the.
Two,
So
dissonance.
two, and then we move.
Yes, 2-8-2-8-2-8 is nothing more than the inversion of 7 unison. 7 unison.
Mm-hmm.
7 unison, the same thing with the bass down. Then what is different is Bach is not keeping the suspension. Why? Because if you keep the suspension here in the bass, in this point you're going to another point which would be a little strange. I mean, you can do that, but he preferred the rest.
Yeah, variation.
Because what's happening now is like a very strong cadence to B minor. You see? After, so we had a Phrygian cadence before, Phrygian cadence to the fifth degree, or better, the Phrygian cadence here, fifth degree of B minor, and now after the subject, the Phrygian cadence to the cadence to the first degree of B minor. So cadence to the fifth degree of B minor and first degree of B minor. It's very common in this style to have a kind of preparatory cadence to the fifth degree of where we are going to have the stronger cadence a few bar after. Now, after this we have something interesting, another section. I play it. Now, here. What's happening now?
It's very similar to the subject, but it's embellished. Like the structure is very similar to the subject.
Yeah, first of all, some interesting elements we have in common.
But
some
it's voices. So it's the same. So it's the same pattern that we have in the subject, but it's now arranged in different voices.
But I want you to notice one more thing. Here, what is very similar, the very similar elements is the bass. Look at the bass. Look at the bass. That's very similar. So what's happening here is something very interesting from many points of view. First of all, the final point of this section consists in making the true middle cadence, because the middle cadence of this piece will be a cadence to F sharp minor, which is the fifth degree of the minor relative, of the major relative, of the 50 of the it's the minor relative of the fifth degree of the major, so A major. Now, yes, what's very important here, that, as you said, we have something which is very similar in the pattern, at least ta 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 ta, these little things, but it's more a development of ta 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 ta, this section, ta 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 ta, ta 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 ta, and so an interesting point is this section. Why? Because we have, let's see, this is a 2-4-6, 2-4-6. Now we have a seventh, But where is the resolution of the 7?
Yeah, we need to go here, right?
Exactly, but the resolution is not happening.
Can we say that where it goes to the top, this is the resolution?
Exactly. Bravo. It's like if you do here. So it's a resolution, a very poetic license resolution. Yes. Then it's moving down to D, creating another 6/4/2. Okay, now the middle voice, it's already in that position, so it doesn't have to leap again. And the bass moves in parallel thirds, in parallel sixth, I mean, and parallel thirds this way. So the dialogue between the upper voice and the middle voice continues 3 times. Then the bass joins after the tied bass here, creating a little comma cadence to F minor, tan, tara, taran, tan, tan, and the cadence, strong cadence to F sharp minor, while the 2 upper voices continue with their dialogue, this time inverted, at least in the soprano, descending in order to arrive to the leading tone, and cadence to F sharp minor. So this is a very transitory cadence using the same pattern, so the tied bass 2/4/6 and 7/6, 2/4/6, 7/6. So if you want, actually, this is a 2/4/6 true, but it's even more interesting. Do you know why? Because it's a little wrong to say 2/4/6, because 2/4/6 would require B in the soprano. At the end, we have a 3, a third.
Oh, but we have. So we have.
Because this is creating a suspension 7/6.
Oh, it's this sharp.
So we have another 7/6. If we have a 7/6 here, now there is a 7/6 here, 7/6. Okay, then up to the F sharp minor cadence. So what's happening here is that after the exposition we have a transition, and notice how Bach sustains the E in order to create a little 7/6 here. So transition. B minor, now this way. Okay. Now I'll play what follows up to this point, and you'll tell me what is it. What is this?
Well, first it starts with like a stretto.
Yes, but from a wider point of view, what is this? I mean, listen to the bass.
Oh, okay. So it should be a fonte.
Bravo.
It should be a descending type of
Fonte.
sequence.
So E minor, tan, tan, D major.
Yeah.
Tan, pam, pa, tan, tan. Okay. What's very interesting in this fonte is that the first time the fonte starts with the top voice, soprano, bass imitation, so stretto. Here is a fonte with the stretto of the head of the subject through. Middle voice. Then tan ta tan ta ta. And then the bass. So what you perceive is ta ra tan ta ta. You have a taratan, 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 tan, ta. But the second time, the two upper voices are inverted. So it's the middle voice which is starting.
So middle, then bass, and then soprano. Okay.
Yes. And then the so this is a very common kind of fonte in Bach, even in the B minor prelude of the well-tempered clavier. We find these inversions because it's not too much static. It creates, some movement, dynamic,
variation,
kind of dynamic fonte. Exactly, this. Now, what's happening after this section? So let's play again the fonte. Sol, fa, sol, la, fa. Going to the seventh with the fa super la, ta, ta, ton, ton. This is very interesting, because after the cadence, and here is the key. What is this? A cadence.
Yeah, to G major.
And we can see the head of the subject again. Ta-ra-tan, tan, tan, tan,
and the same counterpoint.
Yes, very interesting rhythm. Very interesting rhythm because it's very unbalanced, but this is useful to prepare the 7/6. So double cadence. At the end, it's a double cadence. Okay. And
if we arrived fourth degree, it means that this is like one of the final subjects before we get to
the final
subject
cadence.
in D major again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why? Because many times if we have a section which is moving from the first degree to the fifth degree at the beginning, okay, if we start the same way from the fourth degree, we'll arrive to the first degree. Exactly. So that's a good common way.
This is why. So this is why it's done, right? So
yes.
We can repeat the same thing that we did in the beginning,
but starting from the first degree.
Yeah, and it will very nicely make this repetition, but it also will make sense because we are returning to the original key.
Yeah, exactly. That's very common technique used in this period. Okay. Now, indeed, let's see if we have any subject after the cadence.
Yes, we have.
What's the key of the subject? This is
this is the same thing. Yes.
Yes. So as you can see, we started with this having the subject in the soprano, in the top voice. Now it's in the lower voice. So in the opposite section, in the lower voice, in G major. Right? This is G major. This is G major. So let's write G. We should expect, so okay, we have the transition cadence, which is the same, moving to the fifth degree. Only that instead of a very, strange Prinner, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Bach is just doing La, Sol, Fa, Mi, another little movement, and then we have in the middle, the subject in D major. So the fifth degree. Ta ta tan 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 ta ta tan 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 ta ta tan tan ta 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 tan. Now only one voice is missing. But if we do so, because in our section, in our opening, we had D major, then A major, and then D major again. I guess. Let me see. Where is it? Where is the third entry? Here. D major again. If we do if we do the same transposition, D, A, D, starting from G, we get G, D, G. But we will finish to G major. In that case, Bach does G, D, D at the end. So the last subject, as you can see in the soprano, is in D major. Pa pa pam 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 pa pa pam.
And Bach decided not to do a very tight stretto at the end.
Exactly.
He already did that in the development, so there is no need for it in the end.
True. And if we look at the other voice, if we take a look to the other voice, we have the suspensions thing here and the suspension thing here. And the suspension thing here. So it's a very copy and paste work from a certain point of view. And
this is some crazy counterpoint. I mean, I don't know.
Tell me.
Is it something Bach could really improvise like that? I mean,
I don't know because
this counterpoint is so crazy. I mean, it's all the same, but it's arranged so nicely. I don't know how.
Yes, this is the technique.
Improvise it
to reuse the same elements, but anytime in a different way that you haven't already done. Yes, this is the art of combination. So of combining the elements. This is the essence of Baroque composition. It's not inventing new things, but finding new combinations. And the other voice is the voice which takes the, you see, the 3 down to up, and then it's here. Then breath, and then it will rejoin in the middle, and okay, and as if nothing has happened, it finishes.
Yeah, nice. I liked very much that you said like if nothing happened, because
it's
people
true,
after in subsequent periods, like in Romanticism or later, people tend to do this grand yes.
Yeah.
But indeed it's here is the most crazy counterpoint you have ever seen, and now mine just finished.
And then exactly, if it's nothing has happened, tac, finished. Final cadence. True, this is true. This is true. This is true. Okay, you have just listened to 200 different combinations without repetitions. And has finished. But I can imagine that Bach was planning another ending, a better ending, and Anna Magdalena for the 20th time in a row said, Bach, Johann, the dinner is ready, come here, and then he wrote this very fast.
He's like, okay, they're finished here.
Exactly. This is a very beautiful symphony. How to better study this? So what you can do now? Let's plan your week. Okay. Do you have?
Yeah, so should I learn it?
Yes.
Learn to play.
No, not only. But do you have 30 minutes every day? 30 minutes.
I think I will. I think I will. 30.
Okay. Now, how many bars are there? 24,
24 bars.
25, because there's the last one too. 25 bars. So 25. Let's do this.
Keep learning. Learn every day. One day, a bit of compositional technique. Another day, some musical rhetoric. Then maybe some Baroque improvisation. On Patreon, inside the Musici Pratici community, I share exclusive content every day, every single day, to inspire you, to support you, and help you persevere in your journey. Videos, articles, and resources, and anything that can be useful for you. Go to our Patreon page, choose the contribution you'd like to give, and join us. This is the secret to every success. Keep learning, learn every day.
I don't want to pay, thank you. Okay, 25. Okay, 4 bars per day. What are you going to do? You're going to study and copy these elements with colors in order to have the note head, okay, the head of the notes in the same color. So when you have the subject, you choose a color and you'll rewrite
color for subject, and if I notice like another element, it should be the same color in all voices.
You'll copy in from scratch, because copying this as you study it on the keyboard and as you now know the composition techniques helps you to learn to compose these things and to better fix them in your memory and in your muscular memory too. Okay, so do this exercise copying it from scratch. Okay.
Okay.
And on another copy, maybe a paper version if you have it, or you can print it. Write the fingering in order to be able to play it. And you must always be aware of the intervals that you're playing. 3, 4, 5, let's say. 5, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 3. 5, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, 9, 8, 7, 3, 2, 8, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and then to play it slowly. Ta, ta. And one more thing that you can do is play it, and anytime you have the subject, sing the subject. Pa pa pam pa tan ta tan ta ra tan ta ta ra 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 la sol fa mi ta ra ra ta 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 ra ra ta 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 la sol fa mi ta ra ra ta ti. Then it continues. you know one more thing? You know what gives because it's true what I said that as if nothing is happening, the piece concludes. But there is one element which makes the conclusive point very conclusive. Do you know what is it?
No.
Okay. I'll tell you. Anytime we have the subject appearing in our piece, we have the subject which is appearing in a succession in another key. For example, we have D, A, and D. B minor, then it appears in only the head in the fonte section. Then we have G minor, G major, D major. But the last two entries, as you can see, are basically in the same key, D and D. This creates the effect of la petite reprise, like in French music, where the last bar are repeated. Here they are not repeated themselves, but they are just inverted, so it's a kind of repetition.
Yeah. Okay.
And this creates a more conclusive way, a more conclusive ending. Why? Because if I play this, so I'll play this from the last, from the G major, the G major subject. So listen to it. You perceive a modulation, which means dynamic. And then again the same thing.
Yeah.
Again the same
Yeah, we
thing.
already, when it starts in D major, like again, you already kind of feel, oh, okay, we are approaching the end. It's slowing down a little bit. Okay.
And notice this. Look at this section where we have these three notes. Let's say the purple notes, the orange note, and the red note. They are the same dissonance. And then it's the same. So this is what creates the conclusive effect. Yes. So this is what to do. Let's divide this piece into 6 sections. For example, the first section can be the exposition. Okay. Actually, we can do this way. We can do 3 sections because we have the exposition from this point up to this point. Sol fa mi. Section number 1. Then we have a section number 2, which is the middle section, up to the G major cadence, and section number 3, which is the final section. Okay, so you have 3 sections. Each section can be then divided into 2 parts. So the first and second day, you'll focus on the first and second section, on the first section, half and half. This way. If you can do it in only one day, that's okay. The second section in the following couple of days, and the third section in the following couple of days. This way, at the end of the... So next Saturday, you'll know this composition by heart. Because if you copy, if you write the fingering, and if you copy it with the colors of with all the notes according to their function, if they are the subject, the purple counter subject, or the tied voice, you'll know it by heart. You'll see, you can play it without the score. Clear?
Yeah, clear. But I also had like a couple of questions. So I noticed well, I'm actually like not a big fan of learning as is, but okay, I know this is important. But I like doing also like making. If I'm learning the piece, I like to make it a little bit my own sense. What I mean by that is, for example, what I did with previous Bach pieces, and what I like to do is, if there is like a challenging bar where it's like challenging to play, or I don't understand, or the diminutions are so like hiding the structure that I'm confused, I like to make an exercise out of one bar, like take this one bar and play it in sequence, and sequence up, sequence down in different keys. And in this way, I make it a little bit more my own. So I internalize, like I actively reproduce the music that is written, but when I'm playing it in another key, I need to force myself to actively produce it in another key.
True.
And so this is like what I did. But another thing I always wanted to try to do, and I already tried it with the well-tempered clavier C minor fugue, because I know it well. But I mean, what I wanted to try to do is to take one of Bach's pieces and use it like as a template. For example, we have this Sinfonia. And what if, like, what to do if I want to, like, use it as a template? Maybe take the same harmony or the same patterns, but invent my own subject. So maybe invent my own subject that it hits the same structural notes as this one, and then try to compose my own symphonia, but copy everything back. So if he's doing a Monte here, I'm doing Monte here as well. If he uses this key, I'm also using the key. If he has this many bars, I'm also using this many bars. So what do you think, like, what should I take and what should I leave out?
Okay, so one very interesting thing consists in creating other possible combination or using the same elements. For example, so what can we do next time? Next time we can take the subject, and we didn't find any Monte here, only a little Monte Romanesca, but we can do the subject a little modified in a sequence.
Yeah, okay.
To go to B minor. So this is something that we can do. For example, what happens if we want this? And this means a modification in the purple line, because if we have the purple line, which is moving in parallel thirds, here in the regular version, then means that will take the single element, but the connection, so this connection will be different, because will be ascending. So this is another thing that we can do, creating other sequences based on the same elements, ascending sequences, or maybe something, for example, following the circle of the fifth, the queen fall, for example. The point is wait. No, listen. Because this works to G major, so then fa la sol fa mi, something like this, which is very common in this style, to create the subject moving it a fifth down with different combinations. So combining the same element, how can we use the tied bass, for example, which is the basic thing, actually the basic process to create episodes in a fugue. So this is a development that you can do on this piece. Yes, another thing we'll do. What about what you said? So composing another piece based on the same template, it depends.
Yeah, so
it depends.
Like for getting the musical form in general. So maybe I have my own subject, but I don't know how to develop it and in what key to play it at what time. And I was thinking, well, if I copy Bach overall form, I will learn something, but I don't know like how to do
it depends, because here you can copy the form. So what kind of form are you talking about? The cadences? Okay. If you're talking about,
yes,
for example,
number of bars, keys and cadence. And
if you're talking about invertible counterpoint, for example, if your subject doesn't work with invertible triple counterpoint, you cannot copy the template at all.
Yeah, so that's what I also mean. Like, I need to copy everything. So if I'm inventing my own subject, I might to make sure it will be invertible because I will need to do what Bach did.
Exactly.
And this is what I want to do. So I need to
Okay.
make sure my subject is
But
invertible.
with only one condition, because if you keep the same time, this we will sound too much similar. So do something, for example, in another time, like a 6/8, a 6/8 time, or 12/8, something like this. Ta 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 la ti do re do ti ta do do la.
And it will sound like a variation of this symphony, basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm,
The
mhm.
passage between two and triple is very common. It's a very good exercise for composition in that period. It was very common, and Rippel a lot of time shows the same thing in duple and triple meter. So it's common. It's something that they
Okay.
used to do. And another thing that you can do is, for example, if I ask you to play this Sinfonia, after, of course, you have studied it.
Study each compositional pattern with detailed lessons, analyzing it note by note. Discover how composers use that pattern through the repertoire analysis. Train your fingers with the same play exercises using the prototypes and diminutions to internalize each schema and pattern. Practice each individual schema in different keys with the 184 partimenti exercises and apply what you have learned with original partimenti by Fenaroli and Durante and take your skills to the next level. This is what you learn to do in the partimento method, the second level of the Musicus Practicus Baroque path, where you learn to compose music in Baroque style. Curious to know how it works? Follow this link to explore the full course content and begin with the free levels of the Musicus Practicus Academy. Then choose the full course path that fits your goals and learn to compose music as if you had lived in the Baroque era.
In C major, a step down. Can you play it? Can you transpose it?
Oh, like on the fly, right?
Yeah, on the fly, but very slowly. There's something. Very slowly, because it's a very practice exercise. You know, it's an exercise which is useful for understanding counterpoint, because now you have to think, okay, the 5th degree is G major, so the subject is starting with the 3rd. Then
And you have to use your computer.
exactly.
Brain.
Then there is 5, 6, moving to the unison. There's a fa, then la, sol, sol, fa, mi, mi. Here, for example, I made a mistake. Why? Okay. La, sol, fa, mi, la, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, do, re, mi, fa. Then fa, mi, then there is an octave in the right hand, and the voice is moving in parallel thirds. 7. Phrygian cadence. Then then there is a third interval. And cadence to E minor. Try to transpose this a step down. Play it.
Okay.
You have to think the
Okay,
interval you're going to have will be exactly. Yes, bravo. For example,
Oh, okay.
that day, so because you'll basically study 4 bars around each day, or
I can already transpose it.
you'll transpose it to other
more
keys.
manageable.
Just
Yeah,
some
more
little
manageable.
section, exactly. Then you say, okay, let's transpose this. So we did it in C major. We can do it in G major. And you transpose just the exposition, what I'm missing? Yes. Modulating printer. And you have transposed it, just the first 4 bars this way. Then in F major, okay. Yes. Very slowly, thinking about the intervals. What intervals do you have? There's a third, then diminished fifth, then melodically up a fourth, fa sol la, then there's up a sixth. This is what I missed before. I did up a second.
Yeah, this is very
this way, exactly. Then modulating primer, fa mi re do, C major, sharp, up a fourth melodically. And you transpose it. Then a step higher in E major. Okay, here I'm totally missing. So why? Let's understand why. Because I'm in A major, then diminished fifth, fa mi with the fa super la, up a fourth, and then I have to take care more about the intervals in the bass. 3 down to up, 3 down to up in the bass. Then up a 6, up a 7.
Yeah, very uncomfortable. Okay.
Yeah, then then B major, so I start with the third of B major. Fa super la, fa, fa, B sharp, ta, ra, ra, ta, 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 ta. And you have transposed it. Done.
Okay. Yeah,
And
this is a challenge.
if you think la sol fa mi la sol fa la sol fa mi la sol fa mi la sol fa mi la sol fa mi la sol fa mi, it's with hexachords is very useful. No, la sol fa la sol fa mi la sol fa mi. Re. Exactly. Go now. Transpose is in play it in E major. Only the first 4 bars, up to the cadence.
Okay, which octave
E
do I need?
major.
Okay.
The same, a step higher. You know why? You're playing too much fast. When you transpose it, your main purpose is not, your main goal is not to perform it correctly. Is to preview with your minds the notes you're going to play and to be aware of the intervals. So go a little slower.
Okay.
You know, there's no Putin which is running behind you, to if you make a
To punish.
exactly a wrong note. If you have a doubt, think, stop and do this. Then the left hand up an octave, okay? This way. Let's say that it's more important that you don't play any wrong note, but even stop being irregular with the rhythm. Because your purpose is exactly this one, to play the correct note. Then here, what's happening in the right hand? This note is in common and this note passes from one voice to another one. So third higher, this way, then down, then this up a 7, and you feature the cadence. Once you are more confident, okay, the second time, play it a little faster. Sol, fa, mi, re, do, ta, ti, do, ta, 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 do, ta, 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 ta. Go, E major. Hello? Okay.
yeah, I'm still thinking.
Okay, bravo.
Okay, in the end, it was really, I had to think for a long time.
Yes, that's why you have to think a lot about each note. And you,
Yeah, when you said do not play until you get it in your brain, and I was like, okay. And I was like looking at the intervals, okay, this voice goes this way, this way, and I had to calculate it. I was really slow. You even asked whether I have connection. I mean, yeah, this is okay. I understand.
gym for your brain.
Yeah, this is okay. Oh my god.
Do this, study the Sinfonia, copy it and transpose it. Basically, study. So for each, you have 3 sections. You can do, one section every 2 days.
Do you want to learn how to compose music in the Renaissance or Baroque style? If you're at the beginning of your musical journey or a professional looking to deepen your knowledge of early music, the best path may be a guided integrated course. Composing in the style of the 16th century or the 17th and 18th century requires much more than knowing harmony and counterpoint. You need to navigate a vast world, including solmization, fugue, cantus firmus, mensural notation, partimenti, dances, chorales and more. To avoid getting lost, you need an experienced guide, a musicus practicus who knows the path, walks beside you step by step, and helps you overcome each challenge with tailored exercises, attentive feedback, and continuous dialogue. Have a question about a topic? We'll discuss it. Stuck on an exercise? We'll work through it together. Want to go deeper into a subject? We'll tackle it with focus. Every month I accept a limited number of apprentice musicians like you for a program of personalized one-to-one lessons where I guide them in learning to compose in the Renaissance and Baroque style. How it works? During our one-to-one lessons we focus on 2 and 3 voice composition, counterpoint and partimenti, practical exercises on historical style, schemata, cadences, voice leading, models, patterns, and much more. During the week, you'll also follow recorded lessons on repertoire analysis, pattern structure, tones and modes in polyphony, rhythm of historical dances, and everything else you need to progress. This way, each individual lesson becomes focused, effective, and productive. If you'd like to apply for the musical apprenticeship program, go to the link and fill out the form telling me your musical background, studies, experiences, instruments, what you play, your current skill, what you can compose, if you know partimenti, chorales, anything else, and your goals, what you would like to learn in the short, medium and long term. I'll personally read your message and get back to you within 24 hours to let you know how we can work together. Don't miss the spot and learn to compose music as if you had lived in the Renaissance or in the Baroque.